Alrighty, so I think we're live here now. Hopefully you got the link. So let me make sure, do something real quick. About a guest, copy clipboard. Let me go back on. Make sure I sent the right link. Alright. So, alright.
What's up?
Alrighty.
Can you hear
What's
me all
up,
right?
man? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right, good deal. Yeah,
I'm doing good, man.
I'm trying a new setup tonight, so
Oh, nice. I see that.
have to bear with me.
That's pretty neat.
Everything was working.
It's all good.
Everything was working great today when I left, and I've came back and everything's not working great. So,
Well, that's what happens when you leave.
Yeah, no kidding.
Things are in order, and then you leave, and it throws everything out of whack.
It all goes crazy. So,
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we're all good.
Should be. Okay, what are you doing in here, dog? Why do y'all wait till I go live to come in here and see what I'm doing? Yeah, that's the one that she. Oh, hey, reptile, how's it going? Yeah, that's the one that she had puppies, and all 9 puppies are doing good so far. So that's gonna be that's gonna be a mess, man. Once they all start, I just thought about that the other day. I was like, it's cool, but the thing is, once they get big enough to start moving around, we're gonna be in trouble because that's 9 little boogers to keep up with.
You're gonna have to, you for sure. You're gonna have to figure out some housing on that, and that's going to be a full-time deal.
Yeah, we didn't plan on it happening. It's one of those, because whenever the whole time she was in heat, we kept her away from our male dogs and stuff like that. Reptile, she's part beagle and blue heeler. I don't know what the other part the puppies are going to be because, we don't know who the dad was. But I guess whenever we thought she was coming in heat, she was already in heat. Yeah. And, they got to her. So, yeah. I guess as they get bigger, we should be able to tell a little bit, maybe. There's a few dogs that I have a guess on that could possibly be the dad. So that would give us a little bit of a guess as to what the breed's going to be. So we'll see. Yeah. It'll be interesting to find out. And I guess I might do a little, I don't want to say, I guess, shorts series with them, like 1 week, 2 week, kind of update. And it'd be kind of neat, throw out a little bit of video, and that'd be kind of fun to see as well. So.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah. Anything. Like I said, those cute puppies will get you a lot of views.
Yeah, they do. Sure. That short, it hit like a little over 1,000, and it hasn't grown since. But you never know; it may pick back up later on because that what were they called? The harvestmen. I was going to say spider. They're not technically a spider, but the harvestmen. That shorts video I did, it's like it didn't take off, and then now it's got like almost 3,000 views. So yeah, that's not bad for a shorts. That's pretty decent. You have some experience with shorts, don't you?
Yeah, they're hit or miss, man. I've done some that I think will do really well. Like, oh, this is going to be good, and I've got a few that never bust 100 views. But then, like that last one I did, I throw it together, and real hastily. Well, the one before last, and it got over 2,000. It shot up real quick. Of course, a lot of that was thanks to Todd. Todd really pimped that thing.
Yeah, he really pushed it, which helps. It helps. That's why with the puppy short, I tried to send that out to a few people because, even though they don't watch my regular stuff, they'll watch that because it's puppies. Yeah. So why not?
Yeah. They love the puppies. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So today, like I said, I found my first 2 snakes of the year. So that was fun. Nice. I want to say this is the earliest I found snakes before. So in my short years of herping. Oh, how's it going, man? What's up, dude? But yeah, so one of them, like where I found it stuff, I guess I can talk about it on the live because who knows how many people. Okay, let me stop for a second and read what you reptiles had.
Yeah, I have a hard time multitasking.
Over 2,000. Yeah, yeah, me too. ADHD, man. It's the struggle's real. I guess I should put a picture of my dog as a thumbnail. Yeah, might as well. You got to do something.
So what all did you find today?
Well, I actually found I flipped 2 salamanders. One of them I think I found before, but it wasn't in my last video. I flipped today, found a mouse. That's it. Oh, bummer, man. Well, I guess a mouse is something, but
I flipped a mouse yesterday. I flipped a ringneck yesterday, but
I love ringnecks. A lot of people are just like, oh, they're common, whatever. But for me, yes, they are. But it's like I know I'm gonna find something, pretty much for the most part. So they don't let me down. They're all reliable. So I'll take ringneck.
Out here out west, we haven't had any moisture yet, really. So we get a good rain, things will start. My flip site that I always do real good at, where that den was at and all that good stuff. We did get about I was estimating about 2 inches, but according to the radar, it was about 1 inch. But that's good enough. Yesterday evening, or no, I guess it was Thursday night, maybe. I don't know. My days are all running together. But anyways, we got enough there that I'm hoping it should start being productive pretty soon.
Gotcha. So he says, I got thick snow still in some places, but I'll be flipping by April 1st. Oh, that'd be cool. What state are you in, man? I don't remember what state he's in. I want to say he's in, because I watch his channel every now and then, but I can't remember. I don't know. But anyways, so one of the salamanders I flipped at the bottom of a 10 stack, which is always fun for me. I love finding salamanders under 10, and under 10 stacks is Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, so nice,
got a while.
Yeah, he said April though. He said by April 1st. So that's not very long then.
No, that's really not. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Dang. But
it's usually
You go ahead.
For me, it seems like I didn't mean to interrupt you, but for me, it seems like about looking in years past, about mid-April, April 15th. The last year, my first really successful trip was like March 14th, I think is when it was last year. Yeah. So we're about there. Of course, we had more moisture last year. This year's been dry. I know out where you're at, E-Reptile, they all have probably been very dry. So it may take a while.
Yeah, it could be because he's in New Mexico. Find a snake in Minnesota before I find a snake in New Mexico. I'm gonna have to find a different hobby. I heard that. I heard that, man.
Man, it's been, from my very limited knowledge, things don't get moving real well, New Mexico, Arizona, until you get that first rain, and out there whenever the monsoon starts. Anyways, I mean they'll be moving, but not like they will really, really well once it gets some moisture down.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from Rob and everything. That's his experience with it as well. I got thousands here in Minnesota. But so the other snake that I found, it's just where I found it because I was going to go and flip this piece at 10, and a lot of times I don't really pay attention as I'm walking up to 10 because I never find snakes around something or whatever. But I just happened to look, and the snake is laying on top of the piece of 10, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" That never happens to me. Never happens to me. I'll either flip them or something like that. I've hiked quite a few snakes, but not usually on my property. I usually flip them. But like I said, with that, I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like that's just. I didn't even mess with the snake. I left it as is. I wanted to flip the piece to see if there's something else under, but I was like, nah, I'll leave it be and just, went on my way. He said we got a little rain the other day, not much, but enough to make the weeds start growing. Well, then you would think the snakes would be able to move a little bit then. Bull snakes, timbers, hognose, ribbons. Yeah, y'all do have quite a bit of stuff up there in
I'd like
Minnesota,
to find fox snake.
Yeah.
Fox snake would be sweet.
Same here. And red bellies. Now, see, the thing that some people don't know is that here in Arkansas, red bellies are actually a really good find because they're just not as common in other places, like as in other places. But Yeah, you find a red belly, you're doing good. Because I noticed
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've kept up with the group, but on the Arkansas snake identification page and stuff, whenever people are posting about those, the admins are always suggesting that they add it to the state iNaturalist page or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty good to
Yep.
find. So that scarlet snakes, glass lizards, stuff like that. It's pretty tough to find here. Or if you find
Yeah.
an ornate box turtle, then, and apparently Papa Pepper, I don't know if you watch his channel, he's a homesteader, but he also is into herping and stuff like that. And he's found them before. I don't remember if he has any videos on his channel, but he's like sent me pictures. He's actually found ornate box turtles in Arkansas. So that's pretty impressive to me. Like that's crazy.
Cool. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's a good find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I need to see if I can find me a scarlet snake this year. They're obviously really hard to find over here. They're just in isolated spots, really from central Oklahoma and the back east, and very, very isolated. And I got a fairly good spot that I can go look for them. It's just a drive to get there. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never put a whole lot of effort into it, but I need to.
Right. Well, same here, but it seems like some of the habitat they like is kind of similar. I want to say kind of similar to what the Western Diamondbacks like here, which is pretty tough terrain. And I am extremely clumsy, so I could not go by myself. And to find somebody that's willing to go with you, that knows, hey, we're going to be looking for snakes. That you're not going to find many people. Glass lizard's nice. I found a few. That's pretty cool. But
I live in Southwest Oklahoma. That's where I do most of my stuff. Yeah, I live here. I go down to Texas quite a bit. I live in Southern Oklahoma, so it's about 50 miles for me to shoot across the border. And it just seems like, I don't know, I just enjoy that area. But I do a lot of Southwest Oklahoma, North Texas, my main places.
Yeah, that's always cool, man. Texas is a place I'd like to go sometime. It's just so many things in Texas. Yeah. Also, a thing that's underrated about Texas, in my opinion, is the salamanders that they have. Like, people don't really know about them, and they're like, I don't know how you can like get access to some of these places, but you have to be very careful not to spread disease and stuff, because they're pretty you don't want to mess that up, because I want to say some of them are isolated to small cave systems and stuff like that, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that could be bad. I got to brush up on my salamander game. I'll be honest, I'm way behind on that. I don't know much. I found them, but I've never really. I need to start looking into them and learning more about them.
Yeah, I love them, especially spotted salamanders and stuff like that. They're just, I don't know, they're just the just so cool to me. Even though that's the most common salamander I find, it's just those yellow spots, man. I'm a sucker. Like, every time it gets me. I like to hit Texas or South New Mexico for a trans-pagos rat snake. Oh, dude, those are sweet. Those are sweet looking.
Me and my son went down to West Texas. I think it was 3 years ago when we first started doing this, and man, we found trans-pagos rats everywhere. I just got tired of finding them, and we went back down there every time since, and I can't find one to save my life. They must have been just perfect conditions or something, but I have a picture of him. They're really docile, man. I had a picture. It's about a four and a half. It's a huge trans-pagos. And my son's sitting there holding it over his back, and he wanted to take it home, but we didn't. But he wanted to, because it made a good pet.
That's cool. Softshell Turtles, I've been on to lately. I found a spot with tons. Man, that's one of the many, species of turtles I haven't found and would love to. Soft shells are pretty cool looking, so I'd love to get on some soft shells. Do y'all have those in Oklahoma? They range into Oklahoma a bit.
Yeah, I'm not much up on my turtles either, but I know we do have them. But as far as where they're ranging at or the exact species, I'd be lying to you.
That'd be a Todd question. Todd's the herp man. He
is.
He knows his stuff.
He must have went to bed early tonight. He didn't respond.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I said in that message, maybe he's hanging out at the local Quick Trip. I think
Well,
that's
it
his
could be.
second home.
That I think he owns stock in Quick Trip. I was seeing if he replied to me yet, but he didn't.
Yeah, if he doesn't, he should, because as much as he goes there, which
Yeah.
before I started working where I do now, I'd never been to Quick Trip at all, and then that's one of the most common places that our drivers stop at. So we'll stop
Yeah.
there sometimes, and it's not bad. The food's pretty good, and tea's pretty good too. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're really common up in northeast Oklahoma where he lives, and you come down here. We don't have any Quick Trips in southwest Oklahoma. There's a few in central, and then they pick back up out west. When I was in Arizona, they were everywhere this past summer. I seen them a lot. It seemed like so.
Gotcha. Turtle are hard to
They
find
skip
here.
over.
Have a lake and river that they're in, but they're not easy to find. Yeah, I'd imagine they're pretty tough to find there. Lack of rain most of the time. I mean, I'd imagine it's like if you find turtles in Arizona. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. So
Yeah. What part of New Mexico do you live in, Europe? I think you've told me before, but I can't recall.
I want to say it's like East New Mexico, but I could be wrong.
I was thinking it was like East Central.
Oh,
What's
there's
up,
Rob.
Smet?
Quick Trips are where it's at. Yeah, pretty good stuff, man. Pretty good. The pizza's pretty good. I like it. Tea's a little bit on the sweet side for me, but
what's up, Catbird?
Hey, we got everybody up in here tonight.
I had quite a few Quick Trip pizza slices on my last trip out to Smet Logic territory.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it was good. It was like a Supreme, and it was very supreme.
Yeah, well, that's always good. I think the one here only they don't serve pizza till after 10. So
yeah,
if we get a late dispatch, then that's when we usually get them. But yeah, doesn't happen too often. So
yeah.
I found a few other places that have some good food, some other gas stations that have some good food. So just on the job, that's one thing about the job. You start learning which places have good food and which places don't.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, you got to learn them places. That's what's important.
It is, and it helps for herping as well. You got to kind of stop out of nowhere, which really now you definitely don't want to have to stop at a gas station because your wallet's going to be hurting afterwards. So
yeah, I tend to go in there expecting to spend $2, and I leave about $12 because I have no self-control.
I spent $20 in Quick Trip one time. So yeah,
I've been there. So Catbird, when can you start finding snakes up there?
Well, technically, I want to say Catbird said he was going to be going on a herping trip the 20th. So what's today? Wait a minute.
19th.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, it's the 19th here in Oklahoma for about another 9 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's headed out, if that worked out or not. But he was. I know he's supposed to go because he has cows and stuff. So April is calf, season. So he's way too busy to get out. So usually it'd be like May before he's able to. Well, he said hopefully tomorrow. Cool. So hopefully, yeah. Well, hopefully we see a video from you soon. So I hope it goes well tomorrow. Really do. Yeah, maybe you'll find a Norpack or something. I don't know. That'd be pretty nutty.
If you find a Norpack, GPS, UPS it down here. I'll take some pictures of it and send it back.
Right. Exactly. Now that would get a return to sender real quick. They'd be like, no, we're not having any of this.
That might happen.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that you can, at least with FedEx, as far as I know, because that's, who I work through. Anyways, so I don't think you can ship live animals. I think it's one of the few things we don't do. I don't know. I'll have to ask somebody, but as far as I know, we don't do that. I'd imagine there's certain companies and stuff that do that, but I don't think it's UPS, FedEx, or any of those, if I had to guess.
Boy, I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
Found an iguana today.
An iguana in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna
escape
say
pet. That
it would
probably
have
makes
to be an
sense.
escape pet or something. Like,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Hey, Karma, how you doing?
Before you know it, you'll have invasive iguana population down there.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah. I don't want that. Which it reminds me. I want to say it was last year, like literally down the road from my house, supposedly, and somebody had shared it. I'll have to see if I can find that on Facebook. But supposedly it was like some kind of python or something found, you know, down the road from my house, and I was like, "What in the world? How did I
Yeah.
not know about this?" Please don't knock the camera down. I say the camera, the phone. I appreciate it. I can't get my lap. You're not a lap dog. You're not a lap dog, mama. But yeah, I'm getting distracted here. My buddy flipped 2 milks and garters in New York City today. That's sweet, dude. That's
Sweet.
awesome. Going down to check dens next 2 Sundays. Weather on the 27th looks more promising than tomorrow. But if you don't go, you won't see anything. Good point.
It's true.
Good point. And it's always good to get out, too, especially whenever you haven't been out in a while. That's why today, I mean, finding the 2 snakes was awesome, but it's just the fact of being able to get out and stuff. Okay, please don't get my lap. No. But,
yeah, catbird's
No,
onto it.
it's
If you ain't out, you ain't going to find nothing.
yeah, exactly. But sometimes, man, it's just better to get out and to get skunked, because honestly, most of the time I don't ever feel like I'm getting skunked, especially when I'm not on my own property and stuff. Even if I don't find something, I mean, just the scenery itself makes up for it most of the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just being out is nice. I plan on going out tomorrow. The wind's supposed to be gusting 40 miles an hour. It's going to be
Nice.
Where I'll be going, it'll be even higher probably, but it's supposed to be upper 70s. So hopefully, we got that rain. So hopefully stuff's moving.
Should be.
Something. Yeah.
Should be. Do you plan on, because I think I saw that on Todd's live, you were saying something about doing less videos this year. Is that right?
Well, I think I may concentrate on just doing maybe some shorts, more. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I don't know. I feel like last year I was just, every time I was going out, I was squeezing stuff in, just like trying to make a video. And I might try to just hit some of the highlights on a regular video and just make some shorts here and there. I don't know. I'm very like live by the moment. I'll probably change my mind by the time I wake up tomorrow, but that's my plan as we speak. So
I got you. Yeah, so far what's worked best for me is shorts have worked, but what I call quick clips, the 30-second or 20-second or, under a minute things that I've done, those have been the, most views and everything. You get more, better view duration, more watch time, everything from it. So it's just worked out for me. It's not hard to do. And I don't know why they just seem to, get into thousands almost every single time for most of them.
yeah.
Sometimes they take a bit, because that's like one of my videos, Salamander winks at me. That was from 2020. I want to say February or March of 2020. And it wasn't till sometime last summer that it just, hit over 1,000 views. And now it's at 26,000. So it's one of those things that takes a while sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, Todd wants you to send him a link. He wants to hop on with us.
Okay. So that means I have to, let's see here, invite a guest. All right, so that means I have to disappear.
That's why I had you run this thing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I don't either. That's my first time doing it, so I guess I'll disappear for a second. Hopefully I don't end the stream. We'll see what happens here. See if I can figure this out. Let's see here.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're blacked out. But yeah, there's Todd. He's on. Yeah, E-Rep, I heard about that. That wasn't really too far from my house because it was in the DFW area, which is about 2 hours south of me. But somebody had a pet cobra and was a very irresponsible owner. and he got out. And I never heard a follow up on it. I don't know if they found him or not, but he wouldn't have made it through the winter, I'm sure, down there. But unless he found a way to get up under a house and stay warm or something. But
did you get the link, Todd? Because I sent you the link.
I did hear about that.
I hope I sent it to the right person. Otherwise, we sent it to somebody else.
Sent the wrong Todd.
That happened to me. Yeah, well, I mean, I only have one Todd in my phone, but
I bet he got it.
Could have hit the wrong person. Well, he hadn't.
Yeah.
It hadn't popped up anything yet. So here, let me disappear for a second. You'll be able to hear me, but make sure it's sent. Yeah, it's sent. So now he's got a. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, E-Rep, you got a.
I think.
There he is.
Homeboy, there he is. Man of the hour.
What's going on, guys?
King of Quick Trip.
Yeah, when you didn't reply to me earlier, Squatchy had thought maybe you went to Quick Trip and got lost, or got lost in all 5.
Well, I went to Quick Trip, and hang on, I was rolling Ariel's playlists. Yeah, I did go to Quick Trip. I did not get lost. I had to gas up my truck because I'm gonna drive a couple hours tomorrow to hook up with this really cool dude, maybe find some cool things, do some stuff. So I'm loading the truck now and trying to calm down enough to get to sleep. But
yeah, sleep's overrated, man.
I didn't sleep at all last night. I came home today and slept about 3 hours. And then I didn't know how tomorrow was going to work, if it was going to be a go. And then it turns out being a go. And I'm like,
So now you get all that energy.
Yeah, I've got all that energy going. So anyway, what am I, someone catch me up to speed real quick. What did I miss out on so far?
Oh,
We
just went over a lot of kind of like what people were, when they usually start finding snakes and what they're going to target. And Squatchy had some good questions about in Oklahoma as far as turtles and softshell turtles, which I had no answer for. You might be able to help us on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they range into Oklahoma?
No, they stop at the Arkansas border, go up and cut into Kansas, go over down into New Mexico, and they just said, screw Oklahoma because of the situation with the OU quarterback.
Nice.
What a hurt.
No, we have the spinies, and I think we have the what is that other species? I want to say Oklahoma has 2 species. I know we've got the spiny soft shell.
Yeah, we do too, and I'm going blank on the other one. I know we have the spiny and the other one. Whatever the other one is, pretty sure it's about the same.
Yeah, we hang on. Turtles of Oklahoma. Google is our friend sometimes.
Yeah, I'm clueless when it comes to turtles.
Okay, you don't see soft shells often because they like to hide in the sand. And a lot of times, you look like along a sandy riverbank. Okay, think about a sidewinder or a desert horned viper. They like to wiggle down in the sand. Softshell turtles are kind of the same way with muddy river bottoms and things. So it's really hard to catch them on the move. I believe we've got the spiny, the northern spiny, and the pallid softshell turtle. I want to say the pallid used to be called something else.
Yeah, but So Rob and Mick DeShiznit is right. Smooth. That's the one I think we have. I think we have the smooth soft shells. I could be wrong about that, but I know we have the spiny. Yeah, I think we do have the smooth. If I'm remembering correctly.
And I think the smooth is now called the pallid. I think it's one of those. It's Smet Logic. Oh God.
Okay.
Chat. That's too funny. I want to say we've had this. Yeah, we had. I want to say we had the smooth and the spiny, and then I think the smooth. Don't quote me on this. Is now the pallid. Of course, before I say something on a YouTube live, it's like I probably ought to check it out.
Yeah, but it's like they change the name of something every single week, Next thing to be the broccoli turtle or something stupid. So who knows? About killed Todd. I killed Todd there.
The broccoli turtle, yeah. The pallid spiny soft shell. Okay, God bless. Yeah, I just kind of go with whatever was in the last field guide, and I'm looking around for it because I know I've got one in this mess of an office.
Yeah, you're right, Reptile. You should definitely check that area out and see. Never hurts to check. For sure.
Yeah, you just don't. Okay, like, how like a lot of times you'll see snapping turtles on the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rare to see the same thing with a soft shell. Now it can happen, and they will also leave water and go to higher ground, but I just don't see it as much. But
yeah, I've never seen that, and I hadn't heard of many people seeing that, so it'd be kind of neat to see.
I used to live in Broken Arrow, and we had a retention pond at the front of the neighborhood, but they put a fountain in it and threw a few ducks in it, and and it kind of is like an overflow for like when it floods in that area. And one of the neighbors posted on the Facebook page this huge, big adult soft shell, and they aimed it back towards the pond, which might have been a little destructive because I think it was leaving to lay eggs. They don't stay out of water very long, is my impression of them. Red-eared sliders, cooters, snapping turtles, they all get to trucking across the road.
Mm-hmm. That's the ones that I've found trucking across the road. So.
Yeah. And
yeah, the soft shells I see are usually I'm fishing at the river, and I haven't done that in a few years, really. But I thought that's where I'm completely clueless on turtles. Yeah.
Well, I think MC de Shiznit, if I'm saying that right, I think he's nailing it. I think they do like to lay their eggs in sand, so they stick to sandy places, and they don't go far from the riverbeds, from what I know and from what I see.
That's the kicker. I don't spend much time around rivers or, ponds and stuff like that, and that's why I haven't found a lot of the species that hang around those places. So,
well, and not to be contrary to the chat, cat snappers are not in danger of drying out. They can go miles from a water source and be fine. But now I've seen both snappers and soft shells bask. So Shiznit, you don't see the alligator snappers bask. You see the common snapping turtles bask.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of like, if it's not a mud turtle, I'll take a few photos of it and I'll move on. So I like the yellow mud turtles out in western Oklahoma.
Smet, I'll go out there and find that soft shell for you too. It's probably denned up with that vine snake.
Vine snake will be in its mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody quit picking on Smet Logic because, like, I saw that I quit post and I thought, gosh. I'm sure he's joking, but what if it's true?
No, if it is, I'd drive to Arizona and pull him out of his house. So we're gonna go herping. He's
Well,
too good.
I had one year where like I did nothing but target timbers. And like I went to this place where they've been sighted, this place where they've been sighted, this place where they've been sighted. And Jubal like found like 4 in one night. And I almost drove my truck off a bridge. I mean, it was between that or slashing the wrists. I mean, it was just like that ultimate frustration. This is going to be a fun live, I can tell. But you guys are both doing pretty good so far on the lives. I mean, Squatch, you kind of got that stuff I sent you earlier, right?
Yeah.
About you
Yeah,
just
talking
going
about how to add people and stuff like that.
add guests, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of an undercover project we're doing.
Fox snakes are the ultimate, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I would love to go up there and find a fox snake. If everyone up north, that'd probably be my number one target that I'd look for.
I would love an Eastern Saga, but it's just
yeah, that would be pretty sweet too.
It's just really hard to nail those things down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to know people that know that stuff to get some insight. And I know of people, but I don't know them. So, but yeah.
I know of a pop.
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've heard of a population in Pennsylvania from a friend that was up there, and I looked it up, and it is documented. It's heavily protected, but you can go in there, but it's like you have to boat through the swamp, climb this hill, climb that hill, and it's just, it's just, I don't say too much of a pain, but like, could I do it? I probably could if there was like, like if I needed to, but it's just, I'm pretty good to hike about a mile, maybe 2. And then I'm like, I pass out and die on a rock somewhere. I start basking like the turtles.
Yeah. You got to have that quick trip tea to revive you.
Exactly.
If there's no quick trips in Southwest Oklahoma, Todd.
Oh boy.
Well, I can always
get a drone to drop some.
I can always just pull into Waurika and say, "Yo, it's Todd Autry," and one of you
those rednecks will run you out with their shotguns.
I've been run out with shotguns before.
Down there, I can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it was, there's the Diamondback bar down there.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yes. I've been in it. On an official capacity.
Well, gotcha. A friend of mine went down there and he tried to order like a Crown and Coke after he won the snake sacking contest in Waurika. And I'm like, dude, it's Waurika. I don't even think they allow like anything stronger than 3.2 beer in that county.
I know one of the local guys down there who is missing his pointer finger from sacking rattlesnakes. He took a bite to the index finger.
Right.
Index finger. Yeah, and he's missing it now. That was about 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Well, I tell you, sacking rattlesnakes is stupid. It's really died out this last few years.
Yeah.
There used to be a Taylor contest, and there was one, Taylor, Texas, and there was one in Waurika. And the Waurika one's the only one that's still around. They tried to bring it back in O'Keene, and I was there when they attempted it. First snake out of the bag, guy gets bit. I did get it on video. It's tasty.
Hey, you need to make that a
They
short.
don't want me to release it. I'm like, that's cool,
Give it to me. I'll release it.
It would only probably get to 2 million views in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I think anybody that gets bit doing something with a rattlesnake hunt is, I don't know. I guess I mean, I think that's good fun entertainment. I think anybody that gets bit doing something with a rattlesnake.
So, E-Reptile asked earlier, have you
I
gone down
think
to
that's
Buttermilk
good
Racer
fun
before?
entertainment. I think anybody that gets bit doing something with a rattlesnake.
So, E-Reptile asked earlier.
I don't know what's going on. I'm getting a bad echo.
Yep, same here.
I don't know what's going on. I'm getting a bad echo.
Yeah.
And about a 2-minute delay.
Yeah. Have we killed the echo yet?
Well, I tell you what. Let me leave and come back. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
I don't hear it now.
Back in black. Well, okay. But have you ever found a buttermilk racer before?
Me, no. I've not been very far. I'm not done a lot east. I'm a West Coast. Me and Smets talked about this. I live in the plains, but I like to go west. I don't know why. I'm intrigued by the desert climate and the animals in there. But I need to go east more. I would love to go out there and I'd like to go find an eastern diamondback. That would be I'd love to find that. But I do need to go east. But I've never found a buttermilk before. That would be sweet though.
Have you found one, son? You found a buttermilk racer before?
No, I've wanted to get down into East Texas to target them, but I just haven't made it a priority. What happened is I had an incoming phone call that I declined, and once that happened, I think it threw off the audio. I don't know how that worked, but
Gremlins,
but no, I that would be my main reason to go to East Texas is that and a coral snake.
Mm.
And
let's go ahead.
I was just gonna say, or an indigo snake.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm trying to make up my mind this spring whether I want to go to Arizona and do a strictly like the mountainous rattlesnakes, or go down and Texas and look for indigo and corals. I'm kind of torn. I don't know what I'm kind of wait and see how the weather plays out west. Cat-eyed snake would be sweet.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. What I was going to say is that in southern Arkansas, I believe there's like a tiny range for buttermilk racers. I believe it is southern Arkansas.
There is.
Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I think it's a small range. And then the Texas coral makes it into southern Arkansas. So probably maybe the rarest snake in Arkansas, possibly. So just because you don't know what their population is, it's hard to say.
And some of those guys in Herps of Arkansas or something, I want to say some of those guys have found them. I want to say Corey Roberts.
Oh, he probably has. That's Rob's buddy, and so anything Arkansas related, that dude knows. I hit him up every now and then for information on stuff, but I try not to bug him too much because, busy dude and stuff like that. But yeah, fountain of information for sure.
Well, and Eric East and I want to say Brad Birchfield.
I've heard of Brad. I've not heard of Eric.
I want to say Eric is in Fort Smith. I want to say those guys have mastered Atrox in Arizona.
You mean Arkansas?
Arkansas, not Arizona. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I would master if I lived in Arizona. The snake that you find on every corner.
Well, and they're an amazing species in Arizona because they're all that pinkish color.
Yeah, man, I found one out there. Most of them look normal, but I found two actually. I found two on my first trip out to Arizona that were pink, and they were on fire. That was pretty cool.
Right.
That's neat.
Yeah, those southern Cochise County ones are just unbeatable.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think about the Atrox moving, or being as far east as Arkansas. And it kind of made me wonder, at one time, was the Atrox and the eastern diamondback potentially the same species? There was an evolutionary divergent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I wondered. I'm not saying I'm presuming that to be true,
It's
but
very possible.
buttermilk racer would be a pretty. I'd be as excited about a buttermilk racer as I would a coral.
Oh yeah. Oh, me too.
Same
I'd
here,
probably be
and
more
that's
excited.
how I feel about a scarlet snake as well. Tough to find here. So, because I mean that's the things I've heard from Corey, and there's another guy on that Facebook group. So if he says something's hard to find, then those guys would know. Like red-bellied snakes here, tough to find. Glass lizards, tough to find. Me and Snakes on Plains were talking about that earlier, but yeah, I love water snakes. Water snakes are pretty cool. Mick,
The northern water snake's got some really pretty bellies on them. I've never found one.
Northerns and Midlands are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They're kind of a cleaner water snake.
Yeah.
Broad bandeds have to be and bandeds as well. I don't know, they might be top. Just in my opinion, they might be just pretty cool looking snakes. The Mississippi green water snake. Those are pretty interesting looking too. Yeah.
Yeah, and my personal favorite is the broad banded.
Mm-hmm. Haven't found one, but seen pictures.
And the northern. I need a Tulsa County northern, and they're here.
See a
catbird. Yeah, there's a population of them, like in the drainage ditch behind Jake's bar. So I mean,
yeah, he's always out there finding them on his lunch break.
Exactly.
Nice.
He like goes out for lunch, goes like right behind the bar, and it's like that little creek, and he's like, I went herping today, and it's just like, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's good when you get to go herping on your lunch break.
Oh yeah,
and not ever leave the premise.
This is true.
Yeah. Eastern and Western hogs, that's cool. Yeah, we got a little of both of those here in Oklahoma. It's kind of weird.
I don't think the Western or Plains hognose really exists. That's another one that I've tried to target, and it's never happened.
Come see me in October.
Okay, come see you down by where you are or up north?
Down here where I'm at.
Okay.
I got you.
And you're right. There are no quick trips down.
I told you. I wouldn't lie to you.
And no, I didn't think you were lying to me. I just thought you were pulling my leg. But like, I heard that we're going to put one in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's like a hard line. I thought maybe there was one in Oklahoma City, but maybe that's Tulsa I'm thinking of. But yeah, down here we got Loves, man. Loves is everything.
Well, and do your Loves have the Godfather's Pizza?
Yeah, some of them. Little bitty hometown of Marlow where I live, we have 2 Loves. It's a town of like 3,000 people, and there's 2 Loves. And the North Loves, it has Godfather's Pizza, and it's actually pretty good. Yeah,
I want to say last time I went to Waco, I stopped at the one. There was a Loves right by outside of I want to say Randlett, or right north of Burnett, Texas.
Uh-huh.
I want to say there was like a Loves right on the border, and we stopped there, and to me that's almost as good as a quick trip. So
yeah, mile marker 5, US 70 exit there. Yeah, they got a Loves. It's got a Subway in it and stuff. That's about the only thing you're going to find, unless you want to go to the other side of the interstate and visit the casinos.
There you go. I don't gamble.
I don't either.
Mick the Shiznit asked what we do about ticks. I tell you, I don't do much about ticks. They crawl on me and I flick them off. That's about it.
When I get home from herping or hiking around here, starting about this time of the year, I immediately jump in the shower and check myself, and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Some years worse than next, but
what I've had really good luck with is there's this green Avon stuff in a can. It's called Avon Expedition, and it has Skin So Soft in it, but it is designed to keep mosquitoes off you. Now you want to make sure you have no contact with any amphibian whatsoever, because it's very toxic to them. But I tried the DEET stuff. The DEET stuff did not keep the ticks off.
No, I agree with saying.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that. In my experience, it actually made it worse. It attracted more ticks. And I was like, no, never again. I had like 40 ticks or more that day. And I was like, nope, not happening. Duct tape those sleeves and pant legs. Well,
sea ticks will go right under them.
Yeah,
at least in my experience.
Yeah. Yeah, those are ornery little. Yeah.
Little turd buckets.
You can
when I go out and hike the Wichita Mountains in the spring, it's impossible. I hit myself with off or whatever I'm carrying multiple times and check, and I'll find them crawling on me, and I think I got them all. And when I get back to my truck, I literally take my clothes off and look and find them. And I get back home and still find them. They're thick.
Rob says lint roller for the sea ticks. Haven't heard of that.
Well,
I've heard that before.
I would go over into Arkansas or just right on the Oklahoma border, go deep into the woods. I mean, and you would come out with so many ticks. It was ridiculous. And a friend of mine would tell me, just take a couple of cups of bleach, run some bath water, dump the bleach in there, jump in the bath water. And I was like, am I going to grow like a third head or something, or, a fourth nipple or something,
Get out and be a shade lighter.
Right.
And then you see women doing this cosmetically for certain reasons. I'm not suggesting you go look this up on TikTok, but go look this up on TikTok and
Hey, Todd, if you do the bleach bath, you'll be Todd Shady.
Todd Shady. But no, a lot of people have done the bleach bath thing before. I can name 15 cattle ranchers that we just do that and it's easier that way. But like in eastern Oklahoma versus western Oklahoma, you can put off all over the bottom part of your body and on your arms, and the ticks will drop out of trees and land on your head, and you'll find them crawling up your neck and stuff. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I found them crawling on mine to feel them quite a bit when I'm out. I keep them at the Wichita Mountains. That's where I do most of my hiking, and I'm out there. Yeah, you'd be hiking and feel something, reach back there, and it's a tick, and they're insanely bad out there. And if you go through an area where there's been some deer or elk bedding down, you can guarantee you're going to have them all over you. They're just so thick through there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I've ended up with ticks in my beard before. That's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
Man, you might have to shave that thing this year. That's what we'll do. Is we'll do the squatchy beard shave for tick prevention.
I don't know, man. I think Rob was wanting us to do a competition to see who has to shave their beard.
Okay. What's the challenge here?
I don't know. We never did decide what it'd be. It needs to be done, live to determine what who the loser's going to be. Mr. King of the Quick Trip. That's who it's going to be. Depending on what it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we were going after spotted salamanders, I've got spots. But man, Squatch, your most recent video, what was that? 15 in one day?
Yeah, it was close to that, and that wasn't including the one salamander I didn't film. So because I don't hardly ever find them on the property, and it's I'm trying to figure out if it's the same individual. I need to look at previous videos and stuff from the previous years, stuff like that, because it could be the same individual, but it's always under the same exact board, and it's it's just weird. That's the only board I find them under. I've only found one, so it's weird.
Now, is that the property
But,
that's going to get developed?
no, that's my own property. But that
Okay.
property is already being developed. I actually went over there today and flipped in the little bit of stuff that's left and didn't find anything. I'll try to go over there again soon, but they're already putting up some houses in areas. They've sold 13 out of 25 lots. So I guess in some ways I'm technically, I don't want to say technically trespassing because there aren't signs that say no trespassing, but I don't know what land has been bought and what land hasn't. So, just take my chances with it.
Do you know what the purple marking on a tree is?
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Okay,
but there's none of that. There's none of that out there. 'Cause, I mean, basically, they're not really doing that. They're just, clearing out. I mean, I think they have the pink, the wooden stakes with the pink, whatever flag thingy, to mark, where they're about to start building or whatever it is.
Well, they're going to flatten this drainage pond by my old neighborhood in Broken Arrow, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on it because I'm going to go out there with like some traps and stuff and get the turtles, as many frogs as I can. If I catch a couple of water snakes, all the better, and just I hate to just run them down the road to the next farm pond, but I just kind of, that's kind of a controversial topic, but it's kind of like, to me, it's just like, what do you do? Just let them all die? I mean,
right. I mean, I'm in agreement with you on that. You got to do something. You can't just let them die. So I'd say go for it.
Unless they're copperheads, those little buggers can die. No, I love copperheads.
Those are like the pigeon, the ground pigeons.
The ground pigeons.
Yeah, they're everywhere. You just
We and some nights we go south of Tulsa, we'll see 5 or 6 cottonmouths, and we won't see a single copperhead. Other nights you'll see nothing but copperheads.
Yeah, I got a spot that I can go down here and in our certain area, certain times of the spring, you will literally, we found over 20 a night copperheads on the roads. They're just thick.
Well, a friend of mine, and he passed away about 2 months ago from COVID complications. I forgot, we may not be able to say that word yet. But he took a lot of heat on the Oklahoma hunting and fishing page because they were getting a deer hunting camp ready for some kids, and they shot like 20 cottonmouths, and they videoed it and put it online. And I was like, dude, take me down there. Let me catch these things.
Right.
At least we'll find out, get a couple of them to people, use them for education animals, maybe release some next property over. And he actually had a spot in southern Oklahoma where he found some incredibly huge atrox, but you had to get to it by boat. You had to but you couldn't it was like this. It was isolated by this cliff, and you would have either had to rappel down the cliff or take a boat across the lake and get to it. And I want to say that he made a post, and I think they found like 30 Western Diamondbacks, and they were all over. I want to say they were all over 3.5, 4 foot long. Just this population that's just exploded there because there's been no human interference. And he was supposed to take me there. Sadly, he passed away. But some of it's documented on YouTube. If you go to Red Dirt Outdoors, you can see it, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Can y'all still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I like the green screen effect.
You like that? Well, I had an external camera set up, and I don't know what happened. It just crapped out on me, so I had to switch to my webcam.
Hey, Squatch, I think he just likes to show us up. That's what I think.
Well,
it's those squatchy gremlins.
I thought I'd try something different.
Right.
You know?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's good. You don't want to see what's behind me. It's just a bunch of clutter and nastiness. So I figure this is better.
That's why I keep my camera at this angle. People are like, put it up here, put it at your head level. It's like, nah. Then you'll see the mess that's like on the floor that I'm still trying to clean up.
I'm in the back room. It's like the cat actually owns this room, so this is his. It's his domain.
Well, I tell you,
You
you're
better
getting,
not mess around there, man. He might whoop you.
Yeah,
Well, you
he's
get-
in my son's room right now.
you're getting good audio there, Nate.
Okay, good.
You're getting good audio.
Good deal. Yeah, I don't know if it ran out of batteries. It should have been charging. I don't know what's going on with it. I just set it up for the heck of it. It's my actual camera that I take my pictures with. So
Oh,
have a
wow.
pretty good picture on it.
Yeah, I may drag my Sony A6000 out tomorrow,
Yeah,
just in case.
do it.
I mean-
I plan on we'll hit that den, and then there should be some good flipping too. They didn't get 2 inches of rain. I thought they got about 2 inches of rain, but it's about an inch according to the Mesonet. So still good enough though. I think things should be out with today, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be warm.
What was that Kyle found? Was that a Great Plains rat snake?
Yeah, Great Plains rat.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a pretty one too. It was pretty nice.
Well, I tell you, and that's one that I found them before, but I would like to find like one from like out west where there's a lot of them. That's one.
At this property, there's some. I've flipped them, and there's a lot of coach whips. That's kind of what I'm excited about tomorrow. I want to find me a nice Western coach and get some pics of him.
I want to find one of those pink Colorado coach whips.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice.
Photograph it a few times, throw it back in the wild where it belongs.
Yeah, yeah. Mick, you need to sub us. We'll sub you back.
Yeah,
Sure.
Mac or MC, we will sub you back. Trust me.
Yep. They will. They definitely will.
Yeah, and this is, as the crow flies, about a mile away from where I flipped my Kiowa County milk snake last year. So I think it's still a little early for them, but crazier things have happened.
Well, about 2 years ago, there was this little group of rascals from the OHS. They were flipping milk snakes in southeastern Oklahoma, close to Arkansas, 38, 37 degrees.
Yes, I remember that. I know exactly which day you're talking, or I remember the day you're talking about. That really surprised me that they were doing that. Makes for an easy photography subject because they ain't going to be moving.
Well, and every time I find an eastern hog nose, it seems like it's usually in cooler weather. Yeah. I found like one when it's been like above 75.
Yeah.
I find them in the 60s when it's sunny and 60s. I find those things on the roads.
Yeah. Yeah, we cruised one in southeast Oklahoma in very early April a couple of years ago. It really shocked me because the air temperature was in the 60s, middle of the day. So yeah.
Well, and one thing to think about is when you're dealing with cover, like if you've got like a patch of rocks, down inside that patch of rocks, if it's getting direct sunlight, that ground temperature may be high 70s or 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
And because it's protected from the wind or protected from the hillside or whatever, that plays a role into it. So I do know some of one of my friends who went out for rattlesnakes by Fairview. I think he found 10 the other day. And then Lake Eufaula, another friend of mine found 15.
Yeah.
That was 2 days ago. And we're talking Atrox, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
there are. I bet that den tomorrow will be loaded. We'll probably, it'll be the same one that I found the 12 or 15 at. I bet there'll be that many or more tomorrow.
Well, I'm bringing my boots. just because,
Yeah, you need them. And I'm probably going to hike up I'll probably put some gaiters on once we get down in there to it. Cause I didn't feel very comfortable. I walked in the middle of that, not paying enough attention, and that could have been bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see how people do that. I know if and y'all do too. Know of a lot of herpers that go out there in flip flops and everything else and high grass and situations like that. And I'm just like, there's no way, man. Don't get me wrong. On my own property, I've herped in crocs and stuff like that. And there's cottonmouths and copperheads out here. But now, like I say, that ain't for me. In high grass and stuff, no way, Jose. No.
Yeah. I had like some hiking boots on, but not anything that I needed to. I didn't expect to have that much success that day, and I should have. The weather was good, but
and I generally, a lot of times, I just go out in tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And the places I hit, generally, like, you use your hook on the ground before, like, you step through a pile of leaves. And, if something's in there, you're generally going to scare it. But then also, it's just, sooner or later, I have to get bit. It just has to happen.
It's funny you talk about. It's funny you talk about the snake hook. I was out herping today on my own property, and I found my snake hook. I didn't even realize it's been laying out there for a week. And I guess I just set it down. I was filming something, and apparently it's just been laying out there. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was gone. That's pretty sad. So,
hey, at least you found it.
Yeah, because even though, and it's like I don't know what it is, but I keep always flipping with my hands, and I'm like, man, I need to stop doing that. So I take my hook out and I do use it, when I remember to, but sometimes I don't. And, I've had a close call once that I don't want to relive that. So, but I don't know. I'll have to get into practice.
Complacency kills. That's what happens. Like I reached down and almost touched about a 5-foot Atrox down in the hill country of Texas. September before last, with a guy doing some herping, and I was very, very fortunate. I always do that. I'll hit that hook and go around the edges or whatever before I'm going to flip it, and I didn't do that like an idiot.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on the habitat too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just I was going to say the last time I went down south, it was last year. We were photographing a cottonmouth in the road, and this car came up speeding over the hill. And I was with someone who was not from the state, and they'd not done a lot of field herping. And I had a bucket with me. So I just scooped the cottonmouth up on the bucket lid, slid him in the bucket, threw it all in the back of the truck, and jumped back in the truck to get out of the way, because people speed down this road. They're drunk. They're high. They're taking the back roads to avoid, you know what I'm saying here.
Detection.
And so it's not necessarily a risky place because there's not a lot of traffic, but when it gets crazy, it gets crazy. And she was like, that's the most redneck thing I ever saw in my life. And I'm just like, it's how we do it. It's how we do it. It's how we roll.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I was going to say my close call, which Todd, but it was I was flipping 10. It was my first year of field herping, being serious about it, and under the piece that I flipped, a cottonmouth was 6 inches away from my hand. Thankfully it was calm and everything, but I wasn't expecting to flip a cottonmouth under a piece of 10 in June, especially where it was. It's just one of those, it's in an old pasture, stuff like that. You're not really expecting to do that, but it happens. So that's what I say.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah, Reptile says he often cruise barefooted. That's well.
I've witnessed that in his videos.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, I did
but
see
also working the desert and having shoulder on the road, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Unless that shoulder contains, a snake. you step out, you're not paying attention, and you walk right on one, and
Well, it's kind of a two-pronged issue because, like, I will be doing good to hike a mile tomorrow wearing my snake boots.
Yeah, and you I don't know if you want to, like, I carry a backpack, and I'll probably put like my gaiters, string them up to that and put them on when I get there. You might be able to do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. You may be able to drive a little closer, but usually it's about I'd say 3/4 of a mile one way. Pretty good hike in there.
Well, and that's fine, and God knows I need the exercise.
Yeah, me
But
too.
it's just kind of like you're road cruising, and generally I just wear tennis shoes over here where I'm at. But then you see something, and it darts into the cover, and you're like, "Oh, what is that? I got to go find that." And it's like racer, coach whip, cottonmouth, or something. The next thing you know, you're in habitat you really should be wearing like some knee-high boots for.
Yeah, I had that happen last year. I guess a pygmy got away into the grass when I was cruising, and I was just wearing regular shoes, and just even that, I didn't, even with just a little pygmy, I didn't want to get off in that grass looking for it. I should have had boots, and I didn't. So that one got away. I didn't pursue that one.
Man, if I need to, take the lead tomorrow, just put me in front of you and say that direction, and I'll
just tie a string to your belt loop. Hold on. You drag me.
I used to take hillsides, and I would literally we'd take cotton rope, because like these kids that I herp with, they just go straight up at like they're human monkeys. I mean, and they would throw the rope down for me and help me in case I fall or something. It's kind of the senior herper moment. But another time I thought I could go down a hill, and then it's I found out that I couldn't when I was sliding halfway down the hill, and almost could have incurred a pretty bad head injury because there were rocks down at the bottom. And I think about this every time I watch Pimby's videos, because he does those stupid angles. He's actually a lot safer than it looks like on video. But man, I get as motion sick as being on a roller coaster with someone.
Yeah. Pimby's a good hiker though. He does some good stuff, and he is safe, but he does some things that you wouldn't think so. But that guy, he can hike. We went out to Paladero Canyon about 3 years ago, and we hiked 14 miles. And by the time we got back, I was dead. I couldn't walk for 2 days, and he was cool with it. He didn't even bother him.
I was thinking, what was that last thing where he went hiking or something? I want to say he went hiking not too long ago, and he got his. I don't know if he's dehydrated or something.
Yeah, he called me. He made it to the top of Elk Mountain, the Wichita Mountains, and he had cell service, but he was walking and he got lightheaded and he passed out. He just woke up, and I think it was something like a vitamin iron deficiency, something weird. I don't know, but he was hydrated. He was drinking a lot of water, but he had no electrolytes. He had drank too much water, and washed them all out, I guess. But I don't know, but he had something. He wasn't dehydration, but yeah, he called me, and then his soon-to-be wife called me, and we got a hold of the Rangers, and they started up there, but he made it down on his own. So
I remember that thread.
Yeah.
That was,
and it was weird. It was for him, that was a novice hike, and it wasn't hot that day. It was just, I guess it can happen to any of us,
Yeah, and it seems like it's one of those when you don't expect it to, or it's just one of those weird things when cheese hits the fan, as I say.
Yeah, yeah. And said he was feeling fine, and all of a sudden he got lightheaded and just boom, he was out.
And I got labs done like a month ago, and I went to the doctor this week, and they're like, your vitamin D is insanely low, and you also need to eat more protein. And I'm sitting there going like I eat a side of beef a day, and like maybe like 2 green beans, to get that vegetable content going. So I don't know what's going on with my body, but it's my guess is it's just I've been stuck inside all winter, and I haven't got the sunlight, which helps the vitamin D.
That's possible also.
You'll make up for it tomorrow, though. I'm sure.
I plan on getting a massive sunburn tomorrow. I may even wear this shirt and see if I can get as red as this shirt. So I can get disoriented on the drive back around Cushing and crash at David Garrison's place.
Tomorrow you'll get wind burned. It's supposed to be 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts up on that hilltop. You're liable to have 50. It might blow us up the hill. We can roll back down.
Oh, I can roll down a hill. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we catch it on video, it's
Oh, I bet you some entertaining video. Even if we don't see a single snake, there's going to be some entertaining video come out of tomorrow.
Yeah.
If with the permission of my host, of course.
Oh yeah. Hey, we're good. Tape it all. Tape it all. I'm old. Tape it. Video it.
Video.
Yeah.
MC, I appreciate that. I subbed you back just now too, so thanks.
I haven't got the notification, but MC, when I do, I will definitely get you back.
I didn't get a notification on it. I don't get a notification on 3/4 of the people that sub me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a setting on my end or what. I just went and searched him and subbed him.
Yeah, it seems like, because I know YouTube doesn't notify me every time someone subs to me. Every now and again they will, and I don't understand why they choose
it's
to
really
tell
hit or
you
miss.
certain ones. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
Okay, I got you, MC.
I probably get 1 out of 10. I'd say subs that it tells me, and I don't know why that is, but
same here.
Well, I was on a phone call earlier with another YouTuber who's from a totally different niche. He actually does like Christian ministry stuff, and he asked me the question. He's like, who are your top 5 or 6 channels? And I thought, well, this is kind of easy because it's right here in my head. Smet Logic, Snakes on the Plain, Squatchy, Catbird, Hitcher, Ian Phillips over in United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And he put the question to me. He said, if I could guarantee you 1 million subs and probably 10 grand worth of income for the next 5 years of your YouTube career, if you got rid of your 5 closest channels, would you do it? And I said, the money sounds amazing, but I don't think I would.
Yeah.
And I know he was kind of like, putting together something for a poll because he does a lot of social media stuff along with his ministry stuff. And he does a lot of Photoshop and a lot of editing, and he made my intro. But, I just thought, at some point, getting big is like overrated.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm kind of weird, I guess, in the fact that I'd love to monetize, I guess, but money to me, I've always been the type that as long as me and my family's got food to eat and I'm living comfortably, I mean, offer me $1 million, I'd take it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't. Money doesn't mean that much to me,
right?
And I kind of think I feel the same way about it. This YouTube thing, I'm not looking to get rich off of it. I know that ain't going to happen. I'm fine with that. I just like it. It's fun. I like to put stuff together and making friends, just like this.
Exactly.
Right. More for fun for me, but like you said, if I had the opportunity to, sure. I mean, why not? But I'm not gonna, do it these other goofballs do just to get views and stuff. But
And that's kind of what sparked the debate, because this well-known YouTuber released a video of himself swimming with an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. and he saw it, and he was like, and that's kind of what sparked it. Was like, would you do something like this just to get the views? And I was like, I can't say I would. Maybe if I was desperate, if I had a reason to be, if like my current job and income situation fell through, and I couldn't, do anything else but YouTube, and I had to make money at it, I might reevaluate that stance. But swimming with an Eastern Diamondback and free handling it is just stupid.
I could not agree more. Yeah, it's not. That's bad juju.
Oh yeah,
it's a recipe for something, and it's not. Not a recipe I want to try out for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Not even hot sauce.
Me and Todd talked about this in our last live. I think is the handling hots. I just free handling. I don't know what goes through people's head. I have no desire.
Well,
it's the same.
You go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say it's what goes through people's heads when they get on the back of a 800, 900 pound rodeo bull.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. It hurts too bad now.
Yes,
when I was like 20, I might, but I was healed a lot faster.
I think a lot of it with a lot of those guys, it's an adrenaline thing and it's an ego thing.
Yeah, and I agree. You see that,
and I just am like, I know what a snake feels like. I don't need to touch it. I can tube it if I need to.
Yeah, do it safely. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But you squat, you in the free handling?
What'd you say?
So what about you, squat? You in the free handling?
No, I'm not into free handling. I know of someone, and Todd knows of the same person who used to be friends on Facebook with him. I actually don't even know if the dude's still living now, because I don't know, something happened. But anyways, that's not the point. But he was into it, into free handling, all that. Posted on Facebook and stuff. But I actually
every herp group on Facebook, like NAFA, WSED, all the ones that hate it.
Yeah.
There's a few that welcome it. He went to the ones that hated it.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he knew what he was doing. But carry on, Squatch. Sorry.
But he was, like you said, he's basically hated. And I actually got the opportunity to go herping with him, which a lot of people would, probably look down on me for that. But it turns out for him, he wasn't doing it for attention. He's not doing it for anything like that. Like, he grew and he's older. I can't remember how old he is, but he's kind of an older guy. So, back whenever he was a kid, he just grew up doing it. You know what I mean? So was around venomous snakes and stuff. I think he was in Montana, and I don't know that he started then, but at some point as he's getting a bit older, he, just did it, and just did it because he can, I guess. He's like, again, he's not trying to get attention. He just
what he does.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but I kind of understood it. I didn't hate him for it, but he kind of stopped doing it, especially whenever I was around, because he had been bitten 3 times. So I guess finally.
I look at it as to each his own. I guess if that's a chance you want to take, if that's what gets you going. I'm an adrenaline junkie, but I'm not going to take that chance. But that's what.
And the thing is,
does it for you? Then hey, whatever, knock yourself out.
And I understand that, but for him, it's like I don't even think he got really an adrenaline rush. It was just, he's getting to see these animals up close. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. He loves the animal. He wants to see it up close, this and that. So, but one thing I'll go into real quick is the last time he was bitten, he was by a copperhead, and the situation was he was near a road, and Todd knows of this because he ended up posting about it in the Arkansas Snake Identification page group, and people just slammed him for it. But what he was saying was, and I definitely gained some respect for him then, because he was owning up to his mistake. He said, look, I screwed up, but he was going based off information out of that group that he had gotten from people that copperheads were harmless. And because of that, the information he had received, he waited 2 hours to call an ambulance.
Oh.
And yeah, it ended up, had to get antivenin, the whole works.
He was feeling the burn.
Yeah. And being older and already having other health issues, he was still feeling it whenever whenever me and him were herping together. And that was like a year or something after it. And he would still feel it some, pains from it. And
yeah, that's miserable. That's not good.
It's not. But
Go ahead. I was going to say, you need to add me as a moderator so I can drop active links.
I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? Can you do that from StreamYard?
Okay, if you go over to go over to chat and you see the 3 dots.
Yeah. And it says star comment, put user in timeout, or block.
Hang on a second. I'm going to have to jump out and jump back in again.
Why is that? Squatchy free. I just saw that. Squatchy free handles by sound winners. I mean,
that's about as crazy as I get.
Well, they are actually poisonous. They release.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you never know when you might accidentally lick your finger or something.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I could get into a little story time on here. I had something happen. It wasn't related to herps, but it was an icy hot experience that I don't want to go through again. But I had rolled some on and didn't realize I had some on my hands, and ended up ingesting some. So I had to call poison control and everything, and they're like, "Well, as long as it wasn't a large amount, then you're good." So I was like, "Okay, cool." But then I also had a bad reaction to what I'd rolled on. So I don't know why, because I've used Icy Hot before. But when I say bad reaction, basically, if you've ever felt like a grease burn, that's what it felt like. I mean, it was bad, and my back was red and everything. All right.
Gila monsters, dude, that would be sweet. That's one thing I want to target when I go out to Arizona. Smet Logic finds them all the time out there.
A friend of mine got bit by one, and he didn't realize that he had any ill effects. And he was a zookeeper, and he just made a mistake. And 6 months later, he goes to the doctor, and the doctor told him, he said, "You've had 2 minor heart attacks."
Grief. Now, Gila monsters, what's their? Is it neurotoxin? What's in their saliva? I guess I don't know.
Okay, that Herp Happenings Worldwide group?
Mm-hmm.
Ask Jerry Tuttle or JL Tuttle.
Yeah.
He has owned Gilas for years. He knows more about them than anyone I know.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a blend, but I'm not the Gila monster expert. He's had Mexican beaded lizards, Gila monsters, and he would be the one to go to on that. Or I guess we could just look it up on Google. No, I have someone that keeps calling me, and every time they call me, it throws off the audio. So I just went ahead and blocked their number because they're annoying me.
Remind me never to call you and bother you.
Yeah. So I don't think I can make you a moderator from here, as far as I can tell.
Well, okay. If you go into chat and you click on the 3 dots, do you see the 3 dots?
Yeah, and whenever I do that, it says star comment, put user in timeout, or block user.
Maybe you have to have a certain number of subs, but I don't know. I do it all the time to wrench people. But anyway, I dropped a link, and you can copy and paste that link into your browser. It's right above my comment. I'll be right back. It's Alan's video of him dropping the cottonmouth on his foot.
Oh.
Some of the love just has to be shared, man.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And then
he would actually pet some of the cottonmouths. So that's one thing he would do. Even whenever he stopped freehanding, he'd still basically pet it, like it's a dog or a cat or something. It's just, it's his buddy. So,
You know, I've done the same thing before, but usually with the hook behind the head, just in case when I'm trying to get him to stretch out. You know, like when you're trying to get him to go in a tube. But I have that hook there for reassurance. And I don't pin the head; it's just right behind the head. But then again, you don't need to be tubing venomous snakes unless you've worked with them for a while and have supplemental insurance.
good point. Dadgummit. I'd get that out there. Dadgummit. Highlighted everything. Okay. Oh no, unhighlighted. I don't know what it did. I done did something.
This right here is why I don't host anything, because I'd look like a clown.
I
was born looking like a clown, so don't worry about it.
I was going to say, after our live the other night, Nathan, I think you would be good to host something. I just
we'll do it one night. I'll host it just for craps and
party. Yeah. And that way it gives you the watch hours, not me.
Yeah, you can use them more. I'm at like 3 watch hours, I think. Nobody's watching my stuff. It'd help you.
Yeah, but my channel's monetized. We need to get you there.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's true. I still got a long ways to go with my subs.
Oh, well, nice. I figured it out.
And it infuriates me because, like, I set up the Angry Aatrox to be the long-term gold channel monetized, and then this freak project I'm doing over here on the side gets monetized in a week. I had like 8 watch hours, and then it's like, you've got 4,000 watch hours in 2 days, and I'm like,
yeah,
and and next thing you know, like, I'm up where Smet Logic is in subs, and I'm like, you remember that night we went to the football game?
Yeah.
I was just like, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
And then after that video lost its ads, I lost 99% of my monetization.
Really?
Yeah.
I went from, I know we're not supposed to talk about this on here, but it's on Squatchy's channel, so I'm not really that concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. So who cares, right?
but like that one video was making me $400 or $500 a month, and now I'm down to like $3 a month.
Yeah.
But it justified the purchase of the real flash, the light panels,
Yeah. Well, hey, yeah, it's a start. You get another one that goes and pops, and I think that's where we're all at. You hit it. It's just get one that takes off.
Yeah, stupid gremlins taking over again. You friggin'.
I had I think it was about this time last year in late March when I found my first milk snake, and I made a short, and it took off and got 60,000 views in like less than a day, and I gained 120 something subs off of that, and that's the only one I've ever had do anything close to that.
Well, I back to the guy that Squatch was talking about. He had this. It was a really horrible cottonmouth video. And what did he get? Was it like 11 million views or something?
No. It was one. I think it was just 1 million. I think it went to like 1.6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But and like you said, the quality, because it wasn't an iPhone or anything, so the quality wasn't the best. And like I said, he has some health issues, so it was shaking a bit. But it just went over 1 million like within a few days, and he got over 1,000 subscribers. I know he had the watch time, but it's just nutty. And that video had been out, a year, 2 years, something like that. And then all of a sudden,
it just took off.
Bam.
I think it caught the shorts trend. I really do think it caught like a technical glitch because it was filmed vertically and it was a short video. And then 6 months later, they roll out the shorts And I just think someone at YouTube's office was like, oh, let's beta test it on this video or something. And
Right. Something. But it's still cool for him though. But I don't think he ever figured out how to monetize and stuff like that though. But
oh,
who knows, man?
it's a pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
But I think honestly, what happened though, because like I said, and I figure if he did actually, pass away or something, because I hadn't heard from him, I believe that there'd be an obituary or something. I mean, surely,
We've
there'd be
looked.
something out there, man. But because, like I said, I mean, I haven't heard from him in a long time, and I don't know if I told you this or not, Todd, but so I don't know. It's been a couple months back. I text that number, his old number again, and somebody finally texted back and said, "No, this is not, this is not Alan." And I was like, "Oh, gotcha." So what I think could have happened is that his phone crashed. He was supposed to be a new phone. It could have crashed, and he could have lost everything. Because if he didn't have passwords and stuff saved to YouTube and all that, he could have lost everything, and just not, worried about redoing all that stuff. So who knows?
And I get all these friend requests from people I'm already friends with, and I'm like,
yeah,
like a lot of times I accept them and say, hey, we were already friends. And they're like, I got a new phone. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't have your login information written down in your desk. I mean, sorry to slam those people, but I'm slamming you.
well, hey,
my login information's is up here. So,
I'll be honest, my if I ever get kicked out of my Instagram, I don't know how to get back into it. I don't even know how I made it. I just started. I've got just shy of 1,000 followers on there and put a lot of my stuff on there. And if it ever something happens, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it though. I don't really spend a lot of time over there.
Recover Instagram account without email and password.
So I could probably. I think I set it up under my personal as like a side, so I don't know if I have to. I don't know, because I tried to like link it to my YouTube channel one time, and it
right
figure it out. It would link me to my personal account, which so I don't know. I kind of just threw all that stuff together, not thinking ahead, and I should have thought ahead, made them separate.
I mean, look what happened to me. This B channel that I had hidden in back blows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just it's the nature of YouTube, and I've went back and looked at old channels that like I haven't like uploaded to since 2013 or 2014, and one of those 2 or 3 of those videos like took off and went over 100,000 views. And yeah. I'm just like, it's a shame I didn't keep that going at the time, but I just, lost interest and let it go. And then I let go of the email address and didn't save that. That's why I set everything up in Angry Aatrox to where if I, didn't log into it for 6 months, I could still go back and log into it.
Yeah. 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 I should have thought that out more. My YouTube, I got that separate. It's good. Everything else, even like my Facebook, I've got 2,700 followers on it. It's my most successful thing, anything I have. And the way I've set it up, I'm an admin. Like I got fed up with the world like 2 years ago and shut down my personal account, and it didn't erase it, but it shut it down. You couldn't even find it. So I had to go back in, find it, make like this bogus admin account and switch it over to it and shut mine down, and it was still going. It was a mess.
Usually is with Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, if I get kicked off of Facebook again for any reason, I don't know that I'll come back. I literally, I hate Facebook more and more as the days march on.
Facebook is dying.
I hope so.
Now,
And what bothers me about it is I know to back up your photos. I know how to download your profile. And like I tell people, do that like every couple of months, do that.
Yeah.
But some people actually think that like with your YouTube videos, if I've got a good YouTube video, I save it to a hard drive or I save it to cloud storage.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Facebook, your YouTube channel can be gone in a second.
Yeah.
You can get 3 strikes, and you can even be, and you can even not have committed a violation, but people game the strike system or something, and you're gone, and all your work's gone. And I know a lot of people who are like, they got back on Facebook, and Facebook shut down my account. I lost all these pictures of my family, and I feel horrible for them. But I'm also sitting there thinking, did you not back those up to a flash drive or, something else? And so you'll hear me talk about that often. It's just because I want people to be aware that, I don't consider myself tech savvy at all, but, your Facebook can be gone in a minute and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I lost a lot of my pictures early on that I have posted on Facebook, the originals and stuff. They're gone. Back last year, about midway through the year, I bought an external hard drive and started backing everything up. All my videos that I make, I keep a copy of that, all my pictures, and all that. But before, even up to a year ago, I wasn't doing that. I've lost most of all that.
Dang it.
Well, MC Dishiznit, I've known people that have lost their accounts with zero warning. They posted a meme or something that triggered an algorithm, and they were gone. They've appealed it. They've never heard back. And you have to understand, we're using their platform. It's not your Facebook page. It's technically their Facebook page. They're hosting your content. And I wouldn't doubt that maybe there are some cases where you do get away or some time, or you get, some people's accounts get put on suspension. Some people's get just terminated. And so, that's why have a secondary YouTube channel. Anyone can create a secondary YouTube channel with the same email your main one is under. Upload all your videos twice. Just leave them unlisted. Then if something goes down, you just start releasing them again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. That would suck. I don't have a whole lot of. I don't know. I guess I got more pictures than I think probably on my personal Facebook.
Well,
I don't know.
I bought the Sony A6000. I bought a used one that it was at Best Buy, and it was like $200 off because like some guy bought it for a shoot. Then he realized it didn't do the 4K video, so he brought it back. But he had set the shutter to like 11 frames per second. And I got it, and then it's like, my friend was like, I found a baby timber rattlesnake. You got to come over and see this thing. And I was like, okay, cool. So I took, me and rattlesnakes. I took 20 pictures of the thing, which, 20 times 11, turned into.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, God. So I'm sitting there going to like click and delete, and save the original. And managing storage has been a big challenge in an Apple environment for me.
Yeah.
Because like
I agree. That's why I lost most of my stuff.
Mm-hmm. But it's like with Microsoft, it's just like the files are here. You drag them over here. You create the folder first. In Apple, it's like it wants you to download and then create the folder the second you do that. Well, you have to retrain your brain how to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I watched your video from Adorama last night.
Oh yeah.
About the exposure triangle, and it kind of kicked back some. Oh yeah, that's how this is done. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I have to watch stuff like that and rethink. Like I said, when I come back like in the spring from being away from taking pictures since, like October, every year I got to sit and think about it again and walk my way through it because I forget.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I like Wakefield's philosophy of, take like a snake-sized creature and put it on your kitchen table and see what kind of lighting effects you get. And experimenting. Hang on, let me grab it.
I had to get me a snack, so
I understand.
But this is my lighting panel. It comes with a tripod. You can pull it out, you can turn it on, and it goes all the way up to 5,600 kelvins, all the way down to 3,200 kelvins. It has the diffuser on it.
Yeah.
You can change a lot of things with it, but it's. I am from the dark side,
Oh man.
But it's one of those things that's like I've used a smaller one like this before, and got some decent, or I won't say decent, but interesting, off subject lighting where you're not sitting there with the flash right on the camera.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Wakefield's good. He's got some good stuff. I've watched his before, and I've tried to do some of that with having my external flash and having it on a remote trigger, and putting it the lighting directly over the top of the subject, and if you put you get a real fast shutter speed, high ISO, and things like that, and you introduce that light right on top of it, you get that dark background, and it'll make that, if you're doing like a macro shot or something, really show up, and it looks really, really slick.
See, and then there's cheap people like me who will like hold the Slim Cube over like the snake and like slide the iPhone to it on a selfie stick, and and
probably works, man.
The wife's pantyhose will probably be around this thing, before long, and to give more diffusion.
Hey, but it's all good. It's sometimes
whatever works.
I've never worked with a light panel, but that would be easier because with my flash, it's always something. Last spring, me and Pemberton and my brother were down in West Texas, and we was taking pictures of a prairie rattlesnake, and my flash quit working, and I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. And there was a Texas state trooper parked up the road about a half a mile, and I got so mad that I started yelling certain obscenities really loud. And that Texas trooper came down there and was like, "Are y'all okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having an episode with this snake." And he laughed and went on. But so I think maybe that would be easier, with external lighting like that, where you have a constant where you can judge your values on your camera. But I've never have tried that.
Well, and what I like about something like this is, one, I know how to use it. I watched the video on my Godox flash, and it's like you change this channel to this channel, you put this to this, you sync it here.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, I bet you this flash winds up on Facebook Marketplace in about 6 months, but or I send it to you or something. But like I've used these before, but it's like you can pull them back, you can angle them, and stuff like that, and and the battery life on these things is like 5 hours at medium capacity.
Yeah.
The highest capacity, 5,600 kelvins, it's like 1.7 hours. If you kick it down to like 2,800, it'll last like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And but I know how to use it. That's kind of the other thing. Because I'm just not real big on learning. Learning takes effort, and I'm not an effort kind of individual.
I feel you.
No.
I feel you. I'm guilty of that sometimes myself.
Well, I think we're kind of living in the information age, and there's so much information.
Yeah.
That's where I got hooked into Dylan Young and his drone videos.
Yeah.
I pretty much learned how to operate a DJI drone from watching his videos, because he doesn't do the 10 minutes of I've got to say hi to my sponsors, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. He's like, this is all you need to know. Press this button, hit this dial, push send, and you get this. And it's a 5-minute video. And like, I was watching exposure triangle videos last night because I couldn't sleep. And I was like, okay, this one's 35 minutes. I'm not gonna make it through.
I do the same thing.
And so I don't see how some of these channels make it with these 25, 30, 35, 45-minute videos.
Yeah, no, I agree. I want that information packed.
Mm-hmm. I like it clear, concise, and to the point. I just don't like fluff.
I agree.
But then again, I'm going to start adding more fluff to my videos. So
there's one dude that I can watch, and I think most of his videos are like, 20, 30 minutes. Rob put me onto his channel. It's SHIEY. The dude, like, it's actually pretty interesting. What he does is illegal, but it's interesting. It's interesting because, a lot of times he'll I don't know what they call it, train hopping or whatever, but like basically like he takes you on this, adventure, and it's pretty neat, explores abandoned places and stuff like that. It's neat. And he has like 2 million subscribers or something like that. And gets tons of views, and they're like 20, 30 minutes long, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you can pull them in and keep them interested, I guess you're good.
Well, I mean, especially when you're doing something illegal, I think you can get somebody interested.
Yeah,
there's you get the feds interested. I mean,
yeah.
They appreciate you documenting your crime for them.
Well, that's why he wears a mask, and not just because of COVID junk. So yeah. I think he jumped on the bus once. I'm pretty sure he got arrested for that.
Here's what you do, Squatch. Next time there's an NFL game, fly a drone over the stadium, and you'll find out how quick you get a visit from the feds.
Yeah. Oh, Todd, I'll let you try that out since you're the one with the drone channel and all. Why don't you let us know how it goes?
I'll train you on how to fly it, and I'll let you do it.
No, I'll pass. You're the master, so I'll let you take over.
Man, I'm literally. I saw that last Pemberton Boys video about Lugerton, and some of the things he did with that. Right, and some of the things he did with that drone, I thought, I've been flying 3 times as long as this sucker, and he's doing this. Yeah, and he's good. He's good. He's good, and you can't. There's nothing that you can take away from it other than he's good.
Yeah, he's very good, and unless he's playing with his dogs and runs it into a window.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I guess he had his dog in the backyard and was zipping around, and the dog was worked up, and I guess he, juked when he should have jived and hit the window, and yeah.
Well, anytime you take like a DJI Mavic 2 or something bigger, and you throw it into sport mode, you turn off the sensors.
Yeah.
And I almost never utilize sport mode unless I'm like, if I'm somewhere and like I get attacked by a flock of birds, I'll kick it into sport mode and shoot it 100, 200 feet in the air and bring it back and then drop it back down. But like literally the Mavic 2, I mean, you can try to fly it into a tree when it's on just regular mode or tripod mode. It'll stop. Yeah. It'll auto brake.
That's what I'd be too paranoid. I think it costs too much. I would never take it off. I'm kind of like you. I think I'd keep it on there.
Well, and the Mini 2, I picked up the Mini 2 because it boots up a lot quicker, has a longer battery life, and you can fly it like through places you can't fly a Mavic 2 unless you turn off the sensors. And so it only has the bottom sensors. So you can fly this one into a tree, but you can also squeeze it through places.
Yeah.
Like, so, there's those like tight canyon shots that Steve gets and things like that. And I mean, oh yeah, I want to get stuff like that someday. It's neither here nor there. It's not going to probably happen tomorrow, but yeah.
Hey, we can go to the refuge and you can try to fly it out there. We can see how that works.
And I tell you, military bases and wildlife refuges always stay away from with drones.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot in that area. Both.
And I wouldn't doubt, because see, I would love to drone the Wichitas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would just be amazing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, probably the paperwork to accomplish it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like 50 pages. There's a guy here in Tulsa. I want to say his name is Thomas Nowicki, and he wanted to fly over Times Square, like at New Year's, and he spent like 4 weeks on the paperwork to do that, and then he beat out like 50 other licensed drone pilots who applied for the same thing.
Man.
And it's just like too much work, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. So much.
Yep.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to leave y'all to it if I'm gonna do anything tomorrow.
Well, hey, I got to drive 3 hours to get there, so I'm getting ready.
I know. I don't know how you're gonna do it because I'm over here dead. If I don't get a good night's sleep, I'll have to ride on your back or something.
You can make that work. Before you go, one quick story, because Todd mentioned something about getting attacked by birds or something. It reminded me of something that happened this week. I was trying to deliver to the house. As soon as I get out of the vehicle, there's no lakes like right in the area or anything, and there's these geese that are hanging out, 2 of them. I assume there's a nest over there somewhere. But anyways, I get out of the vehicle. As soon as I get out, that goose comes straight over to me and like is wanting to put up a fight. And I'm like, chill out, bro. Chill out. And I'm trying to, get to the bag, get the package and everything. As soon as I turn around, that's when it wants to come up. And I'm like, I don't really want to have to kick a goose today. I don't want to have to, don't want no goose soup or goose dinner or roast goose, Hey, I don't want to have to do that. But, hey, man, chill out. So I assume it's a nesting thing, but still, I should have filmed that. But I didn't. That would have been, funny.
Those things will get at you.
By goose. That'd be.
They'll get after you. There was a viral video that was everywhere, and it was at Fort Sill here, right down the road from me. A soldier going into a building, and a goose got after him and chased him, made him fall down, and flogged him. That was pretty funny.
Well, what you do is you stretch out your arms like you're spreading your wings, and walk straight towards the goose. And they will see that you're a bigger animal. No, I've like been involved in nest relocations with like Ned, who did nuisance wildlife control, and stuff like that. And that's one of the things is you see the geese, they spread their wings and they go up to another goose. That's actually saying, hey, I can kick your butt. Do you want some? And if you do that, they see that you're bigger, and one of 2 things are going to happen. They're going to back down and flee, or they're going to show you that they're actually bigger than you, and they're going to jump on you and attack you. Yeah. But it's one of those 2 outcomes.
So it's a 50-50.
Right. Hey,
now I've got an idea for a good video.
That's what I was going to say. Either way, if it's caught on camera, it might go viral either way. But if I have to deliver to that house again, I'm definitely going to turn the camera on, because we'll see what happens.
What kind of razor do you prefer, Squatchy?
What kind of what?
What kind of razor do you prefer?
Or what kind of razor? Is that what you said?
Razor.
Oh, razor.
To shave your beard.
I need a hearing aid.
Because
I don't know, man.
It's Todd and Squatchy against the Canadian geese.
Oh. Yeah, I think you're going to be the one that needs the razor, not me.
Hey, I knew how to back them down. Hey,
I think they'd back down for me, because that one finally did. It realized we do exist, and it went the other way. It's like,
Our planet
it's one of those. I'll go the other way.
Guys, I'm with Nate. I'm going to have to roll.
All right. I'll probably end this then, and yeah.
I will make a video for you two this week and show you how I do things like in my like on a live, and maybe it's a certain amount of subscribers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there scrolling through your chat. You're not having a problem with bots.
No, it's because I'm not at the Todd level yet. Once I get to the Todd level or Smet Logic level, all the Russian bots and everything else, and daggum sex bots.
Yeah.
Catch you later, E.
See you later, E. Yeah, but guys,
See you later.
Call it a night. I'll see you tomorrow, Nate.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for having me, Squatch. Had a good time.
No problem, man. I'm glad you were able to hop on.
Yeah.
See you
all
later.
right, man. Catch
Good
you around.
night, everyone.